Good morning. I have done 2 papers already today. However, I'm right now I'm in Colorado and I might be on my way back to Washington tomorrow. I'm still not totally made up my mind. Um, this paper, okay, this is a 2-page typewritten paper, and I don't know how I would have done that. I was going to say I had a feeling that I might have typed it as I wrote it, because I have done that before, but not by what it says. So, um, anyway, normally I write things down, used to be in a journal, and then I would type them later when I had access to a typewriter. Or actually, I got a word processor at one time, so I could do that. I've had lots of great ideas. Anyway, I guess I should get with this program because this is going to be long. I would ask that you would please just take it in, okay? It's like I try to tell people, open up and let it in, and then you decide if it's good or bad, and then you get rid of it if it's bad. But it's good. My stuff is good. It's thought-provoking and life-changing, and this world needs to change, okay? And the more of us that get me inside you and think like me, the better we're going to be. I know that sounds like I am full of myself, but you know what? I'm full of Jesus Christ. And I'm full of love. And I'm full of hate. And I've said that in some of my papers, and I just read over this paper. Okay, what I've been doing is getting my papers out and just reading them to you without reading over them, because I remember, but that was years ago, 40 years ago, 30 years ago, 20 years ago. Actually, I'm not sure when I quit writing. This one was written in 1992. And I'm very passionate about certain things, as you can tell, I'm sure. So if I get loud, or you'll find me getting loud and getting quiet and all kinds of things. But I am very expressive. What is that they call demonstrative? I demonstrate how I feel. And I also pay attention to other people's feelings with the tones they use. When someone's talking at you, they don't really realize that you can tell their disdain or whatever it is that's in them, because it's written all over their face, even if they don't know it. So I'm going to stop there because my papers are too long for me to rant and rave. But I guess I shouldn't have read this beforehand because now I'm riled up. um, we all get stuck in our complacency. I go along, be happy, hunky-dory, because I'm not really, I can be content. But not with bullshit. And not with someone being mean to me. And not with all kinds of things that make you react. So, we must learn to control ourselves. Very important. But you know what? It's important to try to understand other people. I know I should be talking without my glasses for a minute, but I'm going to be, I'm going to have to, because it's long. I'm sorry, I always have to do that. I hate that. Yes, I know why. So, anyway, just bear with me, okay? Just know that I love God, and I love the Lord, and I love you guys, okay? And I love my child. And when she was young, I was going through weird stuff in my head, and like I've said in another paper, there was a time, she was 2 when we moved to Washington, okay? She was a toddler, a 2-year-old. But when she went to bed at night, I left because I needed to. My sanity was at stake, or whatever. However, I should have stayed home because I did go out into the dark world. But I brought light to people, okay? these papers that I've been sharing with you guys, very important papers, and I do believe that God helped me write them. You guys can think what you want. I don't care. It's an inspiration, you know. I believe in inspiration, which is being touched by the Spirit, okay? And I'm touched by the Spirit a lot. It's in a good way, a very good way. But, you know, and I'm going to say this too, even in my darkest times, the Holy Ghost was with me. You know, they keep saying that the Holy Ghost won't stay with you if you go into places that are bad and dark, and you're lost in the dark yourself. But, you know, I was given that gift. And then my patriarchal blessing told me that it will be with me continually. Meaning it's not going to leave me alone, okay? I have God with me. And you can do the same, okay? Invite him in. Keep him there. Converse with the Lord. It's a good thing. You know, so many people are lost in the dark, and they think that that's a good thing. They are under the influence of an illusion. The illusion of beauty. Seeking after that which you know not of, and in the end, it's going to hurt you. You ought to pay attention. And it's just because you're wasting your life. If you're out thinking that all that darkness is beautiful, you're lost in the dark. And I'm serious, because with the fact that this life has purpose, and we have a place to go, and we got worlds to create later down the road, you better get about your freaking business, okay? That means you don't be playing all the time. Let's just drink and play hardy. You know, I just wanted to be out there with people that were like me. And I love to dance, so I would go dancing. And I grew up in a place where, you know, if you're not dancing with a partner, then you're a wallflower, unless you go out and dance. And I love dancing, so, you know, I just went out and danced. I put on a show, basically, because I love music, and music is in me, and the beat is in me, and my body was just going all over the place, really enjoying myself. And I had people clap. You know, the whole audience clapped. I gave a show. I didn't get paid, but I enjoyed it, and it did keep me in shape. Now, I have gotten distracted. So, I've got to read this paper. And this is to everybody, okay? Not just partiers and members of the church. You know, we're all members of God's family. And we need to understand each other. And so maybe I can shed some light somewhere. You know, you people in the church think your children are lost and you're all forlorn and stuff. And it is true. I spent a lot of time crying while my daughter was out. And I don't want to cry now. The point is, I've been there, okay? I've been a lot of places. But we need to head for the light, okay? Because it's real, okay? You got a purpose in life, you got a place to go, and you need to go fully armed with all you can get from this life. And the best way you can do it is being good to everybody, because that is what God wants. He wants us to love each other and to build each other up. Not throw each other in the damn prison and in the dark where they're going to get, you know what they're going to get there. And that's just one of the things they're going to get there. And then you live in this fear. You live in fear all the time. You have to watch your back. You don't know who you can trust. People get killed around you. Same thing with war. We send our kids to other countries to fucking kill people. Do you know what's going on over there? And then they send our children back to us all damaged. You know, these young men and women coming back wanting to be in love and wanting to have a family and children, and what the hell? They have been programmed to hate, to kill. That doesn't go away. There's so many bad things going on, and it's all in the name of what? You know, I got a feeling all these wars are over fucking drugs. Excuse my mouth. You're just going to have to just deal with it, because I I am riled up. I shouldn't do that. I don't know how much my heart can handle. You know, we forget that we're older. I've done that before too. Forgot that I couldn't run and ran across the street because I forgot something, and was like, oh my God, I paid for that. I was in pain for over a week because I strained myself, not realizing that I couldn't run anymore like that. I got to get into shape. It's not impossible. I need to do it. I've been sitting on my butt for way too long. You know, when you're out in the middle of nowhere and you kind of sit in your area, you do your chores and this and that, but, you know, really, it's too easy to sit around on your butt. And we're doing it because we're all on these electronic gadgets, too. Okay, I'm going from one subject to another, and I have not even hit my paper. So, maybe I'll just see what a real long one does. You know, I know that short ones are getting more hits, and I don't really know. You know, if there's a way to make money off of my stuff that I'm sharing with you, that would be wonderful, because I could use it. I could really use it. But I have all kinds of subjects in my head. Money. Oh my God. I've always been afraid of money, okay? The love of money is what's wrong. If you do good with money, it's okay. But I've always been afraid of money because it's so easy to get caught in that trap, you know? Yeah. I'd love nice things, but I don't want to pay that price. You know what I love? I love going to the Goodwill. I love getting someone else's treasure that they paid a fortune for, and I can enjoy it because it's not wore out and looks beautiful. You know, there was a time, I'm just going to ramble. I think I'm going to do my paper later. I worked for this secretarial service downtown Vancouver. And the woman who ran it, she was a bigwig in town, okay? And her business was taking care of all these other smaller businesses. So I learned a lot working there. I was just there part-time. I think it was 4 hours a day. And I answered the phones. And as part of her secretarial service, there was an answering service for all these businessmen, okay? So I would be answering the phone, giving messages and stuff. And then I'd be doing photocopies and stacking and all kinds of things to do with secretarial stuff, but you were doing it for a lot of different people. And our office got paid to do that. So, but my point, I got to get back to that, was, you know, I was a poor schmuck. I've always been poor. But every single day I went to work, I'm bragging, okay? Every single day I went to work, I had a different outfit on. I looked sharp. I looked hot. I mean, that was a long time ago. But the point is, I would dress up and go to work every day. And I shouldn't even say this, but the point is, it's not a very nice point. Those stupid flies. I noticed that she wore the same outfit. I don't know if it was every week or if it was every 2 weeks, okay? But she didn't have a whole lot of different outfits. But it's probably because you paid a crazy amount of money for it, you know? I love going to the Goodwill. I have no problem with that at all, you know? So you guys just use your stuff up, wear it one time, and go donate it, and someone like me will go get it, okay? I've seen somebody, you know, when you have money, and I was there. At one point in time, I didn't have a lot of money, but I had enough money I could buy what I wanted, okay? And so I found, I found my house full of stuff that I never even opened up, you know? It was like brand new boxes here, there, and everywhere of all these great things, but I never opened them up and used them. And I don't know what the point is of that. But I guess it's because, that's what it was. Somebody who lives in that deal, that dynamic, and has a lot, even more money, they buy good things. And then I saw them, just going through everything and ripping it all, putting it all together in bags and taking it to the Goodwill. Tag still on it, never used. No time to sell things, And I don't want to sell things either. I really hate it. But if you had family and friends to help you out, then I could just say, come and get it. Come and make me an offer. No reasonable offer turned down. That's what I need to put out there. And then I got 3 or 4 pages of written things that I can sell, but I don't know how to price them. And I don't have the time, and my brain's getting overwhelmed, and I'm dealing with other things besides that. I just have a lot going on in my poor little brain. And I have to make this big decision, okay? I really should go while I have a ride back up to the Northwest. I have so much to do here. But I have to make that appointment. I have an appointment on the 21st. So I might just have to go up to that appointment and then come back down here. Well, I really don't want to do that either. Plus, my dogs aren't doing so great either. They're older, so that's another thing to think about. So, I've gone from a lot of emotional deals in this little thing. And I'm at 17 minutes. I don't know if I can read this and be done in 30. Maybe we'll just do an experiment. I have to read. So on go the glasses. And I'm not sure. You guys bear with me, okay? Just I'm going to share. And this was written April 7th. See, I'm losing my voice. April 7th, 1992. That bottle of water over there is looking pretty good. You think you can hold on for a second? Gotta take a drink. Okay. All kinds of noises, So let's see. We'll try to get through this without noises. And I'm sorry about the glare. I know. I should be smart and make myself a little space. But I'm kind of in transition. I'm in a lot of transition. I've been gone from here. I left here September 24th. So, and I've been back here a month. Maybe 5 weeks. About. I haven't really measured it, but probably 5 weeks. I gotta get my nose. All right. I know I should stop, but I'm not going to, okay? I'm just going to read and hopefully get through it okay. So like I said, open up your mind, take it in, don't get mad. We need to look at everybody's point of view, and no one ever gets to be able to put their point of view out there, because the minute you start trying, someone else is cutting you off and yelling at you about something they think you're saying when they're totally off. They won't give you the minute to let you actually get your thoughts out there. And a person like me, it takes me a while to get my thoughts out there, because I ramble and I also scatter. I figured that word scatterbrain, they said that for a reason, and I'm probably one of those. I must scatter. I know I scatter. I follow it, but it's hard for everybody else to follow. because I know what I'm saying, and I can change 3 different directions in one sentence. And if you've been watching, if you've been paying attention, you've seen me do that. Because I'll start out with the point I'm wanting to make, and I get to a place and I forgot, and then I don't make it, and it's like, oh my God. And then I remember, so that's just something to remember. Look in the comments, because sometimes I'll comment on it, because I'll remember what I was looking for, what words I wanted to use, or this or that. Okay, I'm going to try to just get to this paper. This, like I said, is from 1992, and I was probably like 37 years old. Okay, I tried to put my age out there so that those people in my age bracket at that time can understand, hey, she was my age. She's not that old thing over there. I've been through a lot, I'm telling you. I do have a million stories I can tell. Maybe not a million. That's just a word I use all the time. Okay, I'm going to try to get serious now. Just, I was going to say take it with a grain of salt. Do you know that salt is what gives life flavor? Okay, so that's not a bad thing I said. Okay, I'm going to try to do this. So it says, I have been in the other room, my bedroom, brainstorming. I thought maybe I will see what comes together on the paper. We need to make some changes in our laws, which in return would solve many problems we have. One particular law would do wonders for the government, the taxpayers, the economy, unemployment, families, the prison system. The end result of this one change would free up so much money. Money would flow back into the economy in many ways. I bet the deficit could be taken care of. The war we have going on in every neighborhood would be lessened. We also have a war going on with the government. Mass money is being spent enforcing this law. Millions of dollars, which we, the taxpayer, pays. We pay wages, we buy cars, furnish them gas, we pay for foster care, court costs, jail space, equipment, and man hours alone is plenty, not to mention the lives that are affected because of the stigma that our society has put on those who partake of marijuana. If everyone stood up to be counted who was involved one way or the other, it would astound you. Our government has placed the name criminal on us for the use of the peace drug. I have to find myself. Every time I look at you guys, I miss where I'm at. So I got to quit doing that. Okay. I'm going to just start right here. If everyone stood up to be counted who was involved one way or the other, it would astound you. Our government has placed the name criminal on us for partaking or for the use of the peace drug. Alcohol is a far worse drug. I know because I know the difference. Alcohol brings on violence in many cases. A person could black out and kill someone and not be aware that they did anything. We all use drugs of a sort. For instance, painkillers, Valium for those who can afford to go to the doctors and pay for prescriptions, muscle relaxers, alcohol, pot, and others. The other is a street drug because someone says we can't have it unless they control our intake. In one shape or another, we all need a drug once in a while. Myself, I black out on alcohol. You never know when it will hit. I blacked out after one stout drink. Okay, I'm going to stop there because I now know what happened, and that is so sickening. Bartender put a rookie, or whatever you call it, a roofie. They drugged me. So you need to be careful when you're out there. You can't trust even the dadgum bartender. You know, whoever's got the money to pay. But what I was saying is I thought the bartender was doing me a favor by making me a strong drink. Ha! That's not what happened. I lost 4 hours. Who knows what they did to me during that period of time? When I came to, I was throwing up in my car. Not cool. Okay, so I'm going to stop. I just had to say that because I've read that part a couple of times and it's very aggravating now that I know the truth. Okay, so where was I? Get away from me. I'm sorry about the flies that keep landing on me. They must think I'm sweet or something. Okay, so I said the bartender thought she was doing me a favor. I usually try not to drink more than 2 or 3, depending on how strong they are. I lost 4 hours of time. Very scary. I'd like to be aware of what I am doing. For the most part, I do not drink at all. Once in a while, I will have a couple. Many people drink because it is the one that is legal. And I know that for a fact. They could just go down to the store and get their bottle and have their little alcohol and have their little fun. And it can be fun. I mean, but really, if you don't control it and if you don't stop at just the right spot, you know, you go out, you people, here I'm going to get away from my paper. All of us, the ones that went out partying, okay? You get all spippied up and you want to go out and meet somebody and you're all dancing and having fun and stuff and you're drinking. Well, guess what? Halfway through the night, you look like shit. You ain't pretty anymore. I mean, the ones that are really drinking and dancing and having fun, you just don't end up looking pretty. And you act stupid. Just sit straight. Sit and watch the room when you haven't been drinking. Okay? It's just funny. It's not funny, but it's something that you guys should pay attention to. And here's another thing I'm going to say. I'm going to say it, and you guys are going to get mad at me, but it's something I have been observing. And I have been guilty, okay? But you see what I see is all you girls are out there trying to look all sexy, right? So you can have sex with these men. You know what sex brings? Sex brings babies. Sex brings babies. And then your body's all out of whack. I mean, you don't ever look the same after you've had a baby, okay? and those guys that are just wanting to have sex with you, they ain't wanting to be a papa bear. They just want to have sex. And I know. And I've been there too. You know, I hated men after a while. I was married twice before I really hated them. But then after a while, you still have to, after a while, you still want to go out. I mean, you still want to be, it's this weird, vicious circle, you know. You want to be with the opposite sex. And what does that bring? It brings sex, which brings babies, which makes the man leave, and there's the woman with a rotten body. And you guys are all out there putting on your sexy thongs and making yourself just look so hot for those asshole men. I'm sorry. There are good ones out there, but you're not going to find them at the bar. And they used to say that, you know, and I thought, well, you know what? I don't know where to go, and I know at the bar they're like me. But I'm just wanting to dance. But after a while, you want to have other things, but you don't want nothing to do with the person. Like the very next day, it's like, you know? I was there. I have made myself very cold. You know, it says in the scripture somewhere that the hearts will wax cold. Well, that's what you get. That's what you get when you go out and you do stuff like that all the time, okay? You dull your senses. The very thing you're seeking after, you ruin. It's a sad thing, but I've been there, and I've done it. And I've been cold for many years. And I do not know. I mean, I've kind of gotten warmed up. But I have had to fight that. I know what it means to be waxed cold and hard I'm a hard-hearted Hannah. But I'm also a very sensitive person. I'm a very, very sensitive person, so I'm not going to cry. Where am I at? I'm at 30 minutes already, and this stupid fly wants to give me hell. So, I want to go back to my paper, but it does stir on thoughts, as I come across something. But that one I definitely had to stop. And you guys need to pay attention to that. Don't go out drinking. Don't go out and put yourself on the line. And know that you've got a future. And you're fucking with it. And there goes my mouth again, but it's the truth. You're screwing up. And what I'm doing is talking to myself, okay? Or because of myself. Because I have been there. And it's a heavy price you're going to pay for what you're doing. It is. I don't like my hair all messed up. I don't like having old lady hair either. Having the right shampoo helps, though. I found that out. Just a little tidbit. Off the subject totally. But I thought my hair was falling out and it was breaking off, totally brittle. Well, my sister is a beautician, and she was visiting, and I told her, she said, you got the wrong shampoo. Do not buy volumizing shampoo, okay? I thought maybe volumizing would be good. It would help give me some volume. No. What it does is it makes your little hairs all stick together, okay? So it, helps tease it. So then when you go to brush it, you're breaking it off. Not a good thing for the problem I had. So I wouldn't do that if I was older, if I were you. So then I got some smoothing shampoo. Wow. What a difference. It was like it put a protective layer on each individual hair. And my hair laid down straighter. My hair was longer. And I've also been taking some stuff for my hair, skin, and nails. Okay, some biotin stuff. But the point is, wow, things can change. You don't have to be losing your hair, okay? So get smoothing shampoo and smoothing cream rinse and take some biotin. The one I'm taking has got, I'll show it to you. Let's see if you can see it. Okay, hair, skin, and nails. I'm sure I got it at Walmart. It says it's got argan oil in it. Argan oil infused. Antioxidant, vitamin C and E, plus some type of an acid I can't pronounce very well. Hydra something or other. Anyway, point is, I haven't been taking this all that long. And I noticed a difference. My hair was growing. I swear. I think the shampoo was part of it because it was letting it lay down flatter. And I was blowing it dry instead of just letting it dry. But then now I came home and I've got all this Avon that I bought years ago because I used to sell Avon. And lo and behold, there's a little pack of curlers. So I started curling my hair just with 6 curlers. What a difference. What a difference. That's where you get your volume. Plus, it just made it smoother and even darker looking. Okay, so I'm not sure where I left off. And I do think I should keep going. Okay, so I said there, I'm going to go right there. It says, many people drink because it is the one that's legal. Myself, I prefer herb. In order to enjoy, I have to get it from somewhere. In getting it, I am breaking the law. I am one of the most honest people you will ever find. I believe in the golden rule and live my life by it. I am in no way a criminal. We have overcrowded prisons, mind you, our cost, with people who do not belong there. We have murderers and rapists and thieves walking the streets, and traffic violators and pot smokers in jail. The secrecy and the paranoia could be lifted. Money being spent on searching and buying could go back into the economy. People will buy their drug. If they could grow it and cut out the expense, people would have some money to spend. We should be able to grow our own. Those that grow should be allowed. On the second page, guys. Should be allowed to be in business for their living. The government could purchase from growers and package and sell for a great profit, which could be used to fight the deficit. Taxes could be lowered. The profit would be amazing. There are many people who would just rather buy it than grow it. So both the poor and the rest would be satisfied. There is enough to make money for the government, private enterprise, and for the one who wants to grow his own. I think a criminal is someone who commits a crime. I am not saying that there aren't a few things wrong that people can fall trap to. The appearance of laziness. You must learn control of the times you use it. There is a time for business and a time for play. Just think about it. Every family has someone in it who uses. Do you feel that they belong put away? My mom and dad know that I partake. They do not like it for two reasons. Smoking has got to be bad for your health. And the second reason is because it is against the law. They love me and they know that I am a good person. They disapprove, but they allow me freedom to choose. Much crime in this nation is directly due to the illegal nature. It is hard to find. It is costly. I believe if pot was easier to get a hold of, there wouldn't be so many into harder drugs that are easier to find. I know this brings up the issue of if we legalize pot, what about the rest? I have no real answer for that one. Harder drugs get out of control. I don't think we will stop them. I do feel that less people would be using. I also believe that people should be more able to get medication for pain and uptightness without the cost of a doctor. It isn't fair for those of us who are poor. Across-the-counter medications are very expensive as it is. A few praises about herb. First of all, God gave it to us. And I don't think that's what I said. I said, first of all, God created it. That's even better. Okay, because he created everything. Okay, so let's see. Where was I? Okay. First of all, God created it. I feel it is a natural painkiller, mind distractor. When one is in pain emotionally, a peaceful influence, a mind opener. It helps you to follow your thoughts and figure things out. It is like a friend to those who are alone. I know to many this sounds like baloney, but for a fact, I have had many a light go on in my understanding of the scriptures and things I have wondered about. When life has me tensed up, I become calm and see things in a better perspective. I wish with all my heart that we could change this law. Many a life would be brightened. Our country would flourish in so many ways. Mass money is being spent every second of the day. It is a pity that it isn't going into the right pockets, namely ours. Author, me. Okay, I made it through 40 minutes. I wonder what's going to happen. You know, I am full of myself, and I do feel like I'm full of God, too. And some people out there might think that's just really, how dare she? Have you guys been watching The Chosen? You know, the Sadducees how they treat Jesus. You know, how dare Jesus heal on Sunday? Oh my God. They get so caught up in their freaking little rules, you know. You heal somebody on Sunday and you tell them to pick up their bed and go, and all they can see is that they're picking up their bed and they're carrying it somewhere because it's breaking the old law. Well, see, here's something. I know, I'm going to have to learn how to edit so I can just cut these things out, put them on another one. I forget what I was going to say. The Chosen is wonderful, though. It really is. It really is good. And Jesus is funny in it. I mean, that's a good little quality there. But the lessons are there. The gospel is there. And that's where I was talking about. They get caught up in their little rules that they forget the meaning. You know, it's like knowing the words. Yes, I can recite those scriptures, but do you know what they mean? Can you feel them? I can feel them. Bring the Lord inside you, and you'll feel him too. I hope that you have enjoyed this. I've enjoyed it. I can talk and talk and talk as long as there's something to talk about. And see, these papers give me stimulation. They're giving my brain stimulations, and all these memories are popping up. I got some memories, boy. I got some good ones. I just don't know how they'll turn out when I go to tell you about them. I just have to... I know how they turned out when I told someone else about it, so it should be the same. Exciting is what it is. It's exciting. It's exciting to see miracles happen. Now, in one of my papers, I did... I guess I'm comparing myself to Jesus. I'm fooling myself, but it was like... It's the second time I forgot it. Anyway, I'm sure it'll come back around. I have this like tape recorder thingy, and I'll lose it, and then it'll come back around, and it'll be there again. Anyway, I love Jesus, so I'm really enjoying The Chosen, and I haven't seen anything that I am disapproving of. I mean, you know, like there's a lot of things I've seen in the past, movies that you're just like, they're not telling the truth. No, that's not right. Well, this is really good. And I think the guy that's playing Jesus is a Catholic. And I heard from one of my sister's sons said, he was telling me, that it's a group effort. All the churches are putting their input in on it. But all I know is it's just really super, super wonderful. And you'll love it. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. And I was surprised that I saw how many millions. I think there's millions of people that have watched it. I don't know. I could be wrong. I have been wrong before. Just like the thing about the feet. But I know there's a place with the feet, and I know there's another place that has the peacemakers, so I think I just blended them all together. Put my own spin on it, but it was still the truth. Be a peacemaker, okay? Don't let Satan have his way with us, because he is. Whenever there's a fight going on, you know, I've been in some situations where it's just totally out of control. It's like, I didn't do anything wrong, and all of a sudden, hell is there. And I ain't kidding. Hell is freaking there. And I can't talk about some of that, but, you know, things can get out of your own control. You have no control. You're just like a subject to what's going on around you. And I haven't found the answer to that. I'm still suffering from the repercussions of that. And maybe some of you out there will know what I'm talking about. But being misunderstood and then not given the chance to give your side of the story or explain something to somebody that they took totally wrong. I used to do that to my mother all the time. I was a definite rebellious soul, and I was hurting and going through hard times, and I was staying out late, way late, and I had a baby there, and I mean, I understand now. But also, there were things I wanted to do, and I would run it by her, and then she would be the staunch one to say, no, that's not right, can't do that. And I get mad, and, the point is, a mother wants to tell her child some good things, advice. The child doesn't want it. That's me and my daughter. And she's coming up on that. It's going to be her and her daughters, and she's got 3. No. The only funny thing about that is, paybacks are a bitch. But I only wish good for my daughter. I really do. It would be good if she could understand me. I ask her to read my papers, and I'm hoping that she does, because they are very important to me. And the reason I put the age out there of my daughter is so all of you guys, all of you mothers out there who have children at a certain age, you can kind of, oh, she was right there with me. We were going through the same things, and maybe I have some words of advice. And, people do take things wrong. When a person is trying to give you advice, they're not always, telling you you're doing wrong and scolding you and this and that. What they're trying to do is help you. They want to give you words of wisdom from their own experience to maybe save you some trouble. Okay? I gotta go. Love you guys. I hope you had fun.